Hello, I apologize for the bad mic quality. There's nothing I can really do about that. So, here we go. We're going to talk about this awesome team that I used to win the recent Your Face tournament from yesterday. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Originally, I was going to use this team. Well, it's not exactly this team. This is like. Actually, no. We're not going to do that. No, not right now. I was going to use that team, but I was testing it a bit more on the ladder, kind of realized hyper offense not that consistent. I want to win. So I went to my friend Vinu, great person, but also great team builder. Your friends are also tools, right? So I asked her, can you help me make a team? Well, I think she offered. Well, no, I don't know. She asked me what do you want to build with, and I thought, took a bit out of Glacadia, right? Actually, I had this team here. No, I didn't want to. This team here is it's a pretty cool team. Back when Eager was especially goggles. It was a Glacadia team. I used it in a tournament, not a tournament, a league, like for 2 battles. It was pretty good. Because Glacadia is broken, right? Glacadia is broken. That's very important thing to remember here. Bitter cold, broken move. And so, I wanted to build a Glacadia again. So, I think we'll talk about Glacadia. I think I'll talk about the sets as well. This kind of came after the team has itself, but I'll talk about the sets with the Lumion as I go over them. Frostbeam, Draco Beam, 2 stabs. Frostbeam hits hard, Draco Beam harder, drops your range attack, but that's not really relevant. Bitter Cold, that's the reason to use Glacadia. You punish your switch-ins. Elguana, Falkery, Luminami, Pyrelin, they all hate Bitter Cold. You can also proactively use it. You can switch this into something, maybe on a Magmadire or Landslide and Bitter Cold it. I wouldn't really try that unless you're in a pinch, but it can it pressures thing with Bitter Cold. Awesome move. Even the male attackers, they're getting their HP lowered every turn, Great stuff here. Peace of mind. Actually, this is where am I? Oh yeah. Okay. The stats here, it might look like the HP was for something specific, but no, it was the range attack. This is a very specific thing here. It with after +1 from Peace of Mind, Draco Beam will 2 KO your standard Tsukame. Because originally it was just this, because see, it was inspired by I watched a Freeze Eye video, right? Freeze Eye, Pokemon player. And he, in a tournament, was using a bulky Darkrai with Will-O-Wisp. And I thought, hey, because Darkrai, it has good bulk. Glacadia, good bulk. It's only natural. And then I ended up raising it a little bit just for that Tsukame calc, because Tsukame is an annoying bitch. There we go. And then the Health Amulet, because passive recovery is nice. Glacadia is deceptively hard to kill when it's recovering every turn, and it's threatening to freeze your entire team. But yeah, that's that. And then Nimue, it was mostly added because it punishes, well, not punishes, with we'll get to it later, but with barbs and stuff up, and then the freeze from Bitter Cold, it pressures Luminami and Elguana heavily every time they try and enter to check it. You spam your Flash and Flee, White Essence boosted, Incandescent boosted. The Flash and Flee sting hard, and then there's the freeze damage, the barbs damage. You're really lowering those things. Just Dream, stab. Teardown was nice because removal. You don't have to put it on anything else. And Perch, just recovery, it ended up being a bulky hazard stack, and the recovery was very nice. And just 296 floor. I figured I wanted to do a little bit more bulk for I don't remember what it was for, but I did want to do a little bit of bulk, but I decided against it. Lumello. This was mainly added because I really like it, but it was also added because Lumello, it's just really good into the meta, right? It beats pretty much every good hazard mover. It beats Tyrex with Teardown. It beats that. None of them are coming out. Actually, let me look here. It beats Tyrex. Elguana, if it has Mudslide, it's not really wanting to stick around. Plasmoth doesn't want anything to do with it. Threatens Pyrelin. And threatens Timber as well. And it also threatens it doesn't threaten, but thanks to the 64 speed with provoke, it completely just shuts down base Crackaloa. Unless they want to start running speed investment, but I doubt it. It's you just provoke them if they try and tear down, and then the barbs, it's super fat. The repugnant it's like this guy's very, very fat, very, very fat, bulky water. I mean, I think I've already explained like pretty much everything. The milkshake, I normally you'd want amulet, but amulet's on this milkshake does the same thing. And then repugnant because Tyrex, you want to wall Tyrex, 200, 200, robust. The clever helped out with the Magmadire a little bit, because the other Magmadire answer is this. Which, like, it's a decent one, but it doesn't want to come in on Dark Surge. Like Lumel is like an early game Magmadire answer, Nimue kind of late game. But, they do it together. And then Hypnotize, originally this was just like to punish like Shadow Sweepers. Well, not punish them, but, dissuade them, I guess. Because Lumel, like, it is passive. It's a pretty passive Lumion. Like, you gotta get your barbs and then pretty much just get out. Hypnotize, it stops the setup, stops setup guys. But it also turns out if you put things to sleep and there are barbs up, they want to switch out, but that means to take more barbs damage. So you can put them to sleep again. It's kind of like a phasing move, and then like you just kind of keep clicking it, and they'll keep switching. It's a good Lumion. And then Lishan added to the defensive core. Lishan and Pyroland, I think they were added like the same time. Lishan, broken Lishan. With Sap Plant and Icicle Traps, it just adds on more passive damage, more hazard damage. Sap Plant, it also like it can heal like Glacadia and Lumelo. I mean, it heals the entire team, but like it's great. Like just applying more and more passive damage pressure, just like a bulky hazard stack team. I don't know if I mentioned that. Probably did. I know I mentioned the last recording that I tried. Tricky Tactics, it's a Joltooth answer. Tricky Tactics, Braum Boost, Joltooth, kind of scary for this team. It's only the only real answer to that. Well, I mean, we'll get to this guy later, but Lishan, honestly, I never clicked Rejuvenate a single time during the tournament, and I think Provoke, honestly, I think Provoke honestly might be better, just because you provoke like a Crackaloa switching in, you forget to double into your Luminami, but like you provoke the Crackaloa and then like you stop it from removing your hazards, because like if there's a Crackaloa on the opposing team, Lashant never gets traps up. You pretty much have to double into Lumel every single time. If it has provoke, you just provoke it, and then you have Sap Point for recovery. If I had an amulet, I might be more willing to do it, but like Rejuvenate's just safer. And very robust, trying to answer Joltooth. I think Frost Pearl honestly is nice because it lets you check Chienta. Switch into a Braum Boost. You take like less than half, and then Tricky Tactics. I think Archaic Pearl is also decent because like you can switch into a Banded Joltooth Primal Slash. But I just went Energy Orb. It's consistent. Tricky Tactics, Rejuvenate, they cost a lot. Pyroland, it's like Tyrex wasn't on the team yet, right? It's a Jetwing answer, which isn't that important right now, but it's like you still want one. Nemesis is also very scary. I think it was a plant. I mean, it is another plant resist because Tatab's also scary. But yeah, it's a fat ass. As Pyrolands tend to be. I was hating on Pyroland a lot. Even mid tournament, I was hating on this guy. I had not brought it a single time, but it went crazy. Like it was checking the Nemesis that I fought. It literally won the game because I ended up killing the Gargoyle attack and they had nothing left for it because no one's prepping for this guy anymore. The adaptive assault was ran over Fire Breath. Generally, I like Fire Breath more, but like I feel like the heavy shield bulk is needed, and then like this just costs less, and also pressure with burns. More passive damage. Keep adding it on and on and on. Much better because earth coverage is nice with the fire typing. It's like, I guess that it's opposing Pyroland. Maybe Shrewd Blast is better. I don't know. I mean, a lower speed. That was a useful thing. Actually, I might. Maybe Shrewd Blast is better. I don't know. Peace of mind because your setup like it doesn't really have much else. You could run Mudslide, I guess. Nah. This is how I won against Glacadia. And then Rejuvenate, Recover. Max, nothing special. Fanning Flame, obviously, beats Nemesis. Oh yeah, it's a Wintrix check as well. Not check. It should beat it. Better fucking beat it. Because Wintrix is scary. Like Glacadia is kind of a check to it, but not really, and that's about it. Wait, am I talking quietly? I hope I'm not talking quietly. I don't know. Talking like how I normally talk. Hope that's enough. I have a mic right next to my face. This better be enough. Anyway, Tyrex. Toxic types, very scary for this team so far. Like, Rancidor, like, the only real answer is, like, Nimrite, and that's not an answer. Like, this is not an answer. And there was no. I mean, Tyrex is just broken. Like Tyrex is the best Lumion in the game right now. Like bar none. Like it's the best. But also there was no boots user and Venu. I mean, I probably should have mentioned her more. Like a lot of this was her idea. I mean, I did mention her at the start, but like just know a lot of this, like the Lumens themselves were mostly her idea, and some of the sets I mostly did the sets, but a lot of the Lumens were pretty much all of them. I mean, I had because we suggested it at the same time. Gwendolyn was also at the same time, but yeah, Tyrex. There was no boots user either. She likes boots. She likes boots Tyrex. So it's probably nimble. Nimble boots is actually needed. Like this is all needed to run very nimble so long. That's important. It hits very hard. Offensive tire sets are very underrated. It hits very hard and it's pretty fast. It's like these are good moves like Vice Jaws, Earthquake, Thunder Chop. That's great. Last slot didn't really matter. It could probably be like anything. Like you could put like complete demolition if you want. You could do like Clay Slap, I guess. Like Chomp if you are scared of Malmeric, I guess. I don't know. It was just tear down because emergence hazard removal. I never clicked it, but I did consider it, and that's what matters. Lastly, Wendelin. There's like the only thing is that this team like didn't like kind of wanted more resist for like dark, brawl, or toxic. Wendelin resists them all because spirit type. Especially glow is very nimble. This like it outruns pretty much anything slower than very nimble Tata, which is the most things. Fadeaway, Mega Chomp, Dazzling Barrage, Shadow Spring, standard stuff. Especially glows make it hits hard. It makes a pivot core with a Nimurai, Fadeaway, Flash and Fade away, Flash away. More passive damage, more and more and more and more. That's the goal. Passive damage. And then Mega Chomp, you can like you can weaken you weaken Luminami more. That's nice. That's not that should be. But Dazzling Barrage is actually kind of like a nemesis check, which is funny. And then Shadow Sprint priority, like if Eclipse was relevant, then you can run Body Slam, but it's not. Even if it was relevant, I don't know. I mean, yeah, no, if it was relevant, I probably would run Body Slam because it's actually kind of scary against this team. I mean, that's assuming get a Drudge. Yeah, actually, no, Drudge Eclipse is terrifying. Huh. Yeah, that's the team. Umelo popped off. That's the thing. Like honestly, I love this team a lot just because like a lot of the things are like underrated. Like Glacadia, it's underrated. Well, it's not underrated, but it's underused. Not like a tier, but it's like it doesn't get the usage it should. Bitter Cold is a broken move. Like the only switch into this thing is ice types. No ice type. Like ice types are not great defensively. It's like Festiver. By the way, Festiver is a great Lumen actually. Sapling, Earthquake, Ice Hammer, Rejuvenate scares the hell out of this team a lot. Nimurai, it's not very used because Lashen scary. Oh, that's another thing. Ice traps. Ice traps. It helps with Nimurai. Because Lashens are annoying. Lamelo, I've been preaching about this guy a lot, and I finally got to show him off because Lamelo. I mean, this particular set isn't exactly common. I think this is like a common. Might be sort of common at least, but Lashan Pyrolin, he was falling off a lot. Got to show that he still got it. He's got one more in him. Boots Tyrex, Tyrex is the best Lumion, but people underrate the offensive sets, and then Gwendolyn was a bit underrated. Honestly, I've been thinking about Vesperado a lot, like about like some like the Dark Essence. I mean, maybe some bulk for like Mutagon, but I don't know how much you need. I'd probably figure that out later. And then like Gnarly Gash, Harrow. I mean, it could be Teardown to take the pressure off of Nimrite to do that, or just both of them doing it at the same time. But I think since there's no Slapdown on the team, like something like this would be real nice on the team over Gwendolyn, but I don't know. Yeah, that's the team. Uh, yeah, pretty great. I mean, do you want me a tournament? Of course, it's great. Wouldn't use it on the ladder because Cephalops kind of eats this alive. But a lot of players use Gandervale, so I wouldn't need to worry about that. Just know this team, you have to play it very aggressively. You need to be able to you need to be getting your hazards quick. You need to be making a lot of aggressive plays. You can't be playing these bulky teams like slowly, just trying to switch back and forth. This isn't stall. This is not stall. You need to be very very aggressive with your hazard setting and double switches a lot. You want to go back into each stream and then like watch my game against Legend, like I was having to read like every single term, like making extremely aggressive plays, and then I let my foot off the gas for 1 second. Krekalo gets in, removes my hazards. Like you got to be like very aggressive. But yeah, I think that might be it. Yeah, I just wanted to ease myself into making content. I figured a low effort video like this would work. Like, comment, subscribe. You know that shit. Hold my hand. Whatever. Uh, Thanks for watching. I guess all 5 people. How the fuck do you end these? Oh,